All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honor to apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to you, brothers and sisters out there. And this lesson is going to be about Revelations 8, the Revelations 8 chapter. But I'm going to just be kind of like bouncing around here and there. But I'm going to just basically try to make this lesson revolve around Revelations 8. So, and this is Revelations 8 and 1, and this is the seventh seal, trumpets. And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. John, and this is talking about John had to wait for the next revelation for around a literal half an hour, which is 30 minutes. Verse 2, and I saw the seven angels which stood before God, and to them were given seven trumpets. Verse 3, and another angel came and stood at the altar, having a gold censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayer of all saints upon the golden altar, which was before the throne. The prayer of the elect is like incense before the Most High. And the precept is Revelations 5 and 8, so let's do that real quick. This is Revelations 5 and 8, and when he had taken the book, the four beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials for odors, which are the prayers of the saints. And the Lamb is Yahushua, and the precept is Revelation 8 and 3. This is Revelation 8 and 4, and the smoke of the incense which came with the prayer of the saints ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. Verse 5, and the angel took the censer and filled it with the fire of the altar and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. Verse 6, and the seven angels which had the seven trumpets prepared themselves to sound. Verse 7, the first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of the trees was burnt, and all green grass was burnt up, and referring to the destruction of Babylon the Great, aka America, United States. This is verse 8, and the second angel sounded as it were a great mountain burning with fire, was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. This is verse 9. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. Verse 10, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of the waters. In the third part, Esau, Edom, man was grouped into three categories. The Son of God. Yeah, so this is talking about when men were grouped into three categories, because the sons of God are the Israelites, which is the so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans. The sons of men, the heathens, excluding Edom. So the sons of men, the heathens, excluding Edom, that would be like your Moabites, your the other nations, Egyptians, Moabites, Africans, matter of fact, it's a list. I should pull it up later on. But yeah, yeah, all the other heathen nations excluding Edom. And then the sons of the wicked, the Edomites. So that's the so-called, you already know what I'm talking about. Verse 11, and the name of the altar is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter and contaminated by radiation. Yeah. So I don't know if you ever watched those movies that had that involved radiation and shit like that, but shit, you can get fucking cooked fucking around radiation, you know. Um, Hold on. Verse 12, and the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them were darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. Sun, moon, and stars represent knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. For the third part of it, on one level referring to Esau, the third part of men, the three classifications of men, the sons of God, the Israelites, the sons of men, the heathen nations, and the sons of the wicked, the Edomites. The Edomites will not have the knowledge, wisdom, or understanding to get out of the destruction. On another level, the missiles will darken the sun, moon, and stars. And then you got your precepts, Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Tribulation of those days, the time of Jacob's trouble, sun be darkened, and moon shall not give her light, manyfold. The ash caused by the destruction will block out the sun and the moon. Also represents the wisdom of America being destroyed. Stars shall fall, represents the nuclear missiles, powers of the heavens, the Edomites. And then this is another precept. This is Ezekiel 32 and 7. And when I shall pull thee out, I will cover the heathen and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. This is Revelations 8 and 13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe. And what that means, that word woe means destruction to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. And woe, destruction. Woe 3 times represents 3 world wars. And also the number 3 represents completion too as well. But yeah, this is chapter 9, the 5th trumpet, shaft of the abyss. This is Revelations 9 and 1. And the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. 5th angel, the first of the last 3 woes. The bottomless pit is Europe because there's a lack of natural resources there. The beast, originally the Roman Empire, now NATO, the EU, and US, the Neo-Roman Empire, came out of Europe, farther proving that the bottomless pit is referring to Europe. Verse 2, and he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And that's talking about referring to World War I. Verse 3, And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power as the scorpions of the earth have power. And locusts, World War One fighter jets, scorpions, tail guns. John likened the jets to locusts because he did not know what he was seeing, but it looked like locusts. Yeah, because you have to realize, John, when the prophets are old having these dreams, they couldn't describe the shit they were seeing in future tense. Like the reason why they called the nuclear missiles arrows in the scriptures, because when you think about it, what the hell, if you see something flying across the damn earth, and it's not like a bow and arrow, because a bow and arrow can't fly across the earth, but you just seeing a big ass fucking missile flying across the earth, of course you're gonna call it an arrow, because that's what it looked like, Verse 4, and it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. And this is talking about not hurt the grass. John noticed that the locusts were not eating the grass because they were not real locusts. Rather, the locusts were the fighter jets, see? And they were shooting at men, those men which have not the seal of God. The men of the elect will not die in World War One. Yeah, that's some deep shit, man. This is verse 5. And to them that it was given that they should not kill them, but they should be tormented 5 months, and their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. 5 months, 5 years, 28th July 1914 through 11 November 1918. Armistice, 28 June 1919, Treaty of Versailles, 1914 through 1919, the torment of a scorpion, referring to the tail gun. This is verse 6. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Some men were greatly wounded in the war, and preferred to die than to live physically and mentally wounded. Yeah, y'all understand when these guys were fighting in these World War Ones and shit, man, these guys, man, if they were physically wounded, man, like real bad, like they lost a limb or some shit, they would rather die, man. Cause living like that is very heavy on the mental. Imagine you wake up 10 years, you hadn't had all your limbs, and then you fuck around, come back home, and you're missing one of your limbs. Man, that's mind-boggling, man. That's mind-boggling. Verse 7, in the shapes of the locusts were likened unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads whereas it were crowns like gold, and their faces whereas the faces of men, crowned like gold, a helmet, more specifically the Pickelhaube, or whatever, however you pronounce that. Faces of men operated the planes. Verse 8, and their head hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions, hair as the hair of women. The Pickelhaube, once again, this time with plumes. Teeth represents the bullets coming out of the machine gun. Yeah, because them things is fucking sharp, man. The damn teeth. Damn bullets of the guns. Revelation 9. And they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to the battle. The signs of planes. Um, this is verse 10. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were a sting in their tails, and their powers was to hurt men 5 months. Verse 11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue have his name is Apollyon. King slash angel of the bottomless pit was Kaiser Wilhelm II. Abiding and Apollyon mean destruction. Verse Revelations 9 and 12. One woe is past, behold, there come two woes more hereafter. Woe means destructions. There have been two major destructions, and a third is prophesied at this point in the vision. However, only one world war had been fought. Then I'm going to read the sixth trumpet army from the east. This is Revelation 9 and 13. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God. Same event as in Revelation 16 and 12. Verse 14. Saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great rivers of Euphrates. World War III will be focused in the Middle East, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yehoshaphat. Yeah, so like not too long ago, I had a dream about the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yehoshaphat, and these guys had like cannons, them big ass things that shoot damn bombs across the damn yard, across the damn field and shit, cannonballs or whatever you want to call them. I had a dream of that. Verse 15, and the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay a third part of men. The third part of men, Esau, man was grouped into three categories: the son of God, the sons of the men, which is the heathens excluding Esau, Edom, and then the sons of the wicked, which are the Edomites. Verse 16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. New time period, future prophecy, horsemen, I seen B missiles, 200,000, 200 million warheads. Verse 17, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and then they sat on them having breastplates of fire, and jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone, having breastplate of fire, the encasing of the nuclear missiles, now nuclear warhead. Verse 18, by these three was the third part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. Verse 19, for the power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like on the serpents, and had the heads, and within they do hurt. Verse 20, and the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold, silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. And this is the precept. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 20. But for all these things they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And this is the final scripture. This is Revelation 9 and 21. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. So this is, hopefully this was an edifying lesson of Revelations 8 and 9. I want to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakak Wadash, and shalom to the next lesson.